Yes, I was getting ready to go live, and I've been up here researching stuff. Oh, let's see. Sorry about that. Yeah, and I realized I didn't even set up the stream. I was just on here and just reading news and stuff. There's some good stuff. I was about to say boring, but yeah, some of it is boring. But I don't know if this is good news or not. We'll talk about it later. It's good news. I guess it's kind of good news. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, I'm sorry. I got ready to press the go live button and I realized there was nothing set up. But anyway, hopefully you guys are having a good day today. We see that little green in the market. Um we're gonna see how this plays out. But it looks like everything's lining up to, like I said, the same thing I said months ago. We do have a couple of factors that I do need to look at, and I'm gonna be honest. Y'all see why I haven't had a chance to like look into this how the market may go thing or whatever. I'm not too heavy on trying to make predictions, but I do try to understand what's going on. But I've been looking at other stuff more than trying to put together, what I think will happen. Or I think yesterday I kind of said what I think will happen. But there's a lot of new factors. Um, so we'll see how it plays out. Um, yeah, that's all I can say. I'll get to that later. I'll let you guys know what I've been more so looking at later on this stream. But I'm gonna try to start the stream not ranting and just get right into the news, and then we can do all the other stuff later. I mean, nothing new here though. Bitcoin price doing the same thing it's been doing, ranging in between this 65, 60,000 area. It was down here to 59. As you see, it's almost like 62,000 again today. And I'll talk a little bit about why that is and some of the stuff I addressed yesterday. But anyway, we'll get to it. Um, so not what y'all want to hear, but if you really think about it, it's kind of good in a way. So Bitcoin's been going back up a little bit. It dropped to 59,000 or whatever, and then you saw everybody, as they do. I saw all kinds of crazy stuff. Somebody was like, the charts is telling them that we're going to 39,000. I was like, all right, y'all just really be trying to make content. Y'all bored or something because some of the stuff people say is just so. I'm telling you, man. I know I don't have a crystal ball, but that's kind of it's kind of on the level of stupidity, man. Come on, we not about to go that far. It's too much going on. Sorry, not trying to be condescending, but that's just not. Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, we had the Bitcoin outflows yesterday were negative, 174 million dollars. But at the same time, we still got this little pump here, and like I said, maybe we'll talk about that later. No, not gonna say that yet either. But yeah, negative outflows yesterday, so maybe hopefully they become positive sometime. Well, I don't be honest. I'm not gonna go tell that lie. I don't care if they become positive anytime soon because I'm trying to accumulate. But you know, maybe if that's what y'all want to see. Um. Oh, this is just loaded stuff about the Mount Gox stuff. Do I even need to address this one? I just really need to hit the main point. Like I always say, I don't want to ever come here and just be talking and wasting people's time on stream. Yeah, I was just talking. Okay, this just yeah. I was reading this one. It's just talking about the repayment coming. Oh yeah, some people opted to receive their repayments early, but they like lose 11%. Like who cares? It's crypto. It's 11%. You can make that back. So some people opted to get theirs immediately, and uh, they're going to take 11% cut or whatever. The other people say they want their whole amount back, so they will receive theirs over a longer term or probably later on, and not necessarily next month. Because I think the repayments are supposed to start next month. Let's just skip to There's no reason to talk about this other stuff. Let's just skip to the end, and this is what I was saying yesterday. Um, you know, Listen, I realize we happy about this, and some of y'all happy about this, but this is like it's messed up. It's really messed up. But as I was saying yesterday, I was close. It was 483. So Bitcoin was like I know it was around $500. It doesn't matter. I rounded up, so it's actually even lower than what I was saying. But anyway, it says confirmed true by Reuters under Japanese law, aka like FTX. Mt. Gox creditors will get $483 per Bitcoin in Bitcoin. That's 0.008 Bitcoin per Bitcoin held at the time. 0.008 per Bitcoin held at the time. So that's what I was saying yesterday. I was saying like everybody was talking about like this was going to be a huge sell off of Mt. Gox or whatever. When you put it in that perspective, though, that's terrible because so what people were thinking, as I said when I was doing my calculations yesterday, that a lot of people thought it was going to be around nine to $10 billion that they was going to be paying these people back, but in total, it comes to $70 million. Yeah, that's messed up for them. I know some of y'all happy because you like it wasn't me, but that's messed up. But it's not, anyway. Like I said, they always use this stuff as FUD or whatever. And I already told you what, to be honest, what I think. And I know, once the time gets close, like people started to change their tone. Like even when June started, I was like, hey y'all, June's gonna be sideways. Expect some dips or whatever, blah blah blah. And at the beginning of June, it looked like Bitcoin was trying to run, and I know y'all was like, you gonna stick to what you said, Zoe? And like I said, I'm not trying to be perfect and be a fortune teller, but I did stick to it, and it played out like I said. But like I said, I know a lot of people. Sorry, I'll be doing crazy stuff on stream, but I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people were like bearish because it was like, oh, Mt. Gox is about to sell off, is going to drop or whatever. But I don't think so. Like I said yesterday, I think we're going to get a little quick run here in the next 2 weeks. But I can see. Listen, it also depends on how retail reacts and how people respond or whatever. But I feel like we'll get a run at the beginning, in these coming next 2 weeks or whatever. It will probably drop in the middle of July, and then probably continue on near the end of July. Maybe run throughout August. I don't know, and then probably see a drop in September. But all that could change. I'm looking at different stuff that could happen. Let me see. Wait, let me take that back. Not different things that could happen, but different stories they will use to make happen what they want to happen. So we'll see how all this plays out. Nobody has a crystal ball. I wouldn't really stand too strong on any of that right now. But I'm just trying to. I don't know what just happened. I am just accumulating. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm gonna get to some good news in a minute. Well, sort of good news. We'll see. But anyway, with all this bear stuff, people talk. We had negative outflows yesterday, $175 million, and the Mt. Gox FUD and all that kind of stuff. We have somebody buying $960 million worth of Bitcoin yesterday on Gemini, but it doesn't stop there because now we have Mr. 100 that is also back, and he is buying like $6 billion worth. I said that right, didn't I? Hold on here. Oh, I'm sorry, I had stuff out of order. But yeah, there we go. But yeah, we got Mr. 100 back and buying his Bitcoin or whatever. So these people always know something. As I keep saying, whether the market's going up or down, there's always somebody buying or selling. Don't let the news fool you or whatever. They just the catalyst for people to act like they know what's going on. Because even, like I said, even as of yesterday, even early this morning, with people talking on Twitter, I was sitting too high. People talking on Twitter, they still bearish. And once again, like I keep telling, I do a lot of work to try to look at what's going on in the market, from pulling stuff from different websites and Twitter, stuff like that. So that's why I'm like usually seeing some of the stuff. I see people as of like an hour ago saying crazy stuff like we could whatever the crap they're looking at on the charts talking about, we could retest 38,000 and just people saying weird stuff. But anyway, I try to keep it with the news of what's going on or whatever. But Mr. 100 is buying again, which I don't think is a Mr. I keep saying I think it's it's a company or something. But anyway, while everybody else is bearish and whatever, these guys are buying. This is a oh yeah, let me get to this one first. I got stuff decently in order today, not in the best order, but it's there. But let me play this. This is one of Bitwise's is one of their new ads or whatever for the Ethereum ETF or whatever. I gotta send this to some people today too. But
Hello, I'm Ethereum.
And I'm Big Finance.
Are you waiting for something?
Yes, 24 hours.
I'm sorry, what exactly are you waiting for?
Oh, to help a customer send money for a house closing. You see, it takes 24 hours.
It does?
Oh, no, of course not. It's just, I don't like to rush.
With me, people can transfer money to anyone in the world instantly, 24/7, 365.
Oop, 16 hours to go.
Can I get you a chair or something?
I was waiting for you to ask.
Hello, I'm Ethereum.
Yeah. Sorry I'm yawning. It's not that the ad was boring, but I'm just a little tired. But yeah, they really making this thing and stuff. And I'm just like I said this a couple streams ago. I'm really interested to see where banks are in the next 20 years or whatever. Like I said, Jamie Dimon is always acting like he's so against crypto. The dude be lying. One thing I'm not going to talk about it too much or pull it up today, but I was even looking at. I've been following the. I don't even know if y'all know. Not Jamie Dimon, so J.P. Morgan has the Onyx blockchain or whatever. So they've been working. Number one, Jamie Dimon, uh, J.P. Morgan. I'm sorry, they have a lot of dealings with the Bitcoin ETFs or whatever. And plus, they got the Onyx blockchain. So they've been working on blockchain technology. But every time he goes in the interview, he acts like crypto is the worst thing in the world, and blockchain thing is the worst thing in the world. And it was like a interview he did a couple of weeks ago where he tried to like change his tune or whatever. But I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but Onyx, the blockchain they have, I think it like runs on Avalanche or whatever. That's what I was saying a couple of weeks ago. Avalanche has a lot of like business partnerships or whatever. Like gaming is a new thing that they really been doing this cycle, but last cycle they were kind of like like the business blockchain, hell, these business relationships and stuff like that. But so really they still got both of them actually, but it is crazy how these banks be acting like they not in blockchain. They just don't want their customers to do a bank run and lose out. But whatever. I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm gonna skip this one too. I don't really want to talk about that one. Let me talk about this one. I'm not even gonna pull it up, but I'm this kind of it gets on my nerves to be honest. Yeah, something I talked about before. With there's a actually I talked about this out of order, but whatever. But it's a lot of people in the space that are scammers, man. And it's crazy how they get people to like trust them or whatever. And only if some of y'all be in the space. I've seen some of y'all talk about this person before, whatever. But it's really they're like a Twitter person, not YouTube. But like I always say, you got to realize when people be doing these trades or whatever, they trying to leverage trade or whatever, they trying to long or short the market. So they say whatever they say something to create the sentiment that they want to feel they're long or short. But this one just ticked me off this morning because I'm not perfect, but I do believe in God or whatever. And I'm pissed off that this person tried to bring God into it. It was like, man, how do you even talk? I'm trying to talk around it. But yeah, they were talking about like, oh, look at this. I'm paraphrasing as I'm reading it. Oh, I saw blah 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 FUD on, whatever token, and it's been going on for weeks now. Couldn't come at a worse time or whatever. And then they go on talking about God help us all we can do is pray and blah blah. Man, shut up, man. You a freak dude, a straight up scammer, man. Now you're trying to bring God into it, like you praying about the situation. You're trying to act like you're hoping for the best, but you're really just trying to cause FUD around projects. I mean, y'all better realize when these people be scamming. And I was like, he really went the distance on this one, trying to bring God into it in prayer. Like that's crazy. But people catching them in the comments, they going in talking about one dude say you must be a disappointment to your father. But this dude is like one of the biggest scammers in the space, and I can't believe he tried to bring prayer into his FUD, like because he trying to get his short position. Yeah, it's crazy the levels that people to go through to be try to act like they genuinely care about you. These people, everybody's just abusing the next person. I understand that crypto is PvP, but you don't have to do this stuff to make money. It's crazy though because karma gonna catch up with these people anyway. It's just I that's just beyond me. I just was raised different. The fact that you trying to bring God and prayer into your scamming is just next level diabolical, bro. I have never seen that before. Um, I'll leave that alone. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. But this is a story about I don't know if y'all. I briefly looked at this story. Sorry, excuse me. This is Robert Wesley Rob, dude. Another scammer. I'm gonna just kind of blow through the story. He had this Mev bot or whatever, and he was like scamming people and telling them to invest in the Mev bot or whatever, and it was going to get them a lot of returns on their money or whatever. And the story goes like he found one investor, and I guess he like had him invest 100,000 into the Mev bot or whatever, and then he got like a second investor or other investors, and then they were giving more money. Then he would go back to the previous investors and be like, hey, the returns you're going to get from this is going to be diluted because we got more investors investing in the market. But if you want to invest more money into the project, then your returns won't be diluted as much. So he's like, dang, I'm losing my percentage of the cut or whatever. So then the person would give them more money. And he pretty much was scamming all these people and, buying boats and all this kind of crap and stuff like that. And as I always say, when people are scamming, it looks like the coast is clear. You're never going to get caught. And they even convince themselves that I'm not doing anything wrong. Like I'm fine or whatever until somebody slaps them upside their head or whatever. But anyway, so dude got 20 years in prison. Of course, there's people saying he should have got more in prison, but these people going to learn from scamming, boy. And they always, like I said, they convince themselves that it's blurred line. Nah, it's not really scamming because they decided to give me the money. It wasn't my fault that they believe me. Okay, I hope all y'all go to prison, to be honest. And I mean that. I hope 150% of these scammers in the space go to prison and see what it's like. And then you get scammed in prison out of your boxers. Let me stop. But anyway, I'm sorry, but I get happy when I see stuff like this because these people need to learn there's consequences to your actions and stuff. But some people are going to continue to do it anyway. What was Kawasaki saying here? It was a little confusing what he was saying, but this is kind of what I'll be saying. But the way he said, I think it confused people. But what he's pretty much saying is he's saying Bitcoin is crashing. He said most people should sell, but what he was trying to say is most people should sell because they're not ready for the volatility. He said, I am buying more. All markets go up and down. Many people will make a lot of money trading markets, which means buying low and hopefully selling low. The problem with trading any assets is taxes. That's another thing. When I'm always talking about people trading and they feel like they're winning, you're not really winning. I can't stress this enough, y'all. I understand people have to make daily content, so it's better in crypto to make daily content when you're a trader, but it's not the way to play this market. Short-term capital gains, number one. So if I'm just making 20 and 30% here and there, it's not even worth it because you spend whatever your tax bracket is, you're paying that taxes on it. It's just not worth it. Anyway, let me finish what he was saying. Many people make a lot of money trading markets, which means buying low and hopefully selling. I think he meant selling high. The problem with trading any assets is taxes, specifically short-term capital gains. My strategy is simpler, like Warren Buffett's buy and hold. I know maybe you guys, I got my channel's new is, whatever. I'm the new guy seemingly. I think even though I've been around longer than most people in crypto, but take it from Kawasaki. This is what I be saying, especially in crypto. Like maybe that's a better more stocks play. And I understand you can trade crypto, but I just keep saying, as I found, like more people make more money when they hold and stuff. And to the main point, he was saying, like a lot of people are getting scared out right now because they see Bitcoin crashing or whatever. But you can't be looking at short term or whatever. You got to be looking long term with this. And like I said, we got at least 8 months from here, so you shouldn't be scared out of this. Do I even touch on this story? It's another leverage trading story. Listen, to be honest, anything's on social media, but this is the guy's page, and he seems like he's showing evidence to back it up and people talking in the comments or whatever. But this leverage trading again, and let's just say dude lost over $1 million. He lost in the millions apparently. But as I keep saying, once you leverage trade, you go and try to make it back up, which is what this person tried to do. They lost once, tried to go back and make it up, and lost even more money. I don't have that deep gambling itch like that, so I'm blessed that I don't have to deal with that. But don't leverage trade. I'm not going to dwell on that too much. This one saying the number of Bitcoin addresses created has never been this low since 2018. But you know what? I don't give a crap. He says it's the moments like this that presents the opportunities. Pretty much that's why I'm always saying the same thing. When it's boring and everybody's bearish, I'm just be straight up honest. You could feel this way for 6 to 8 months, but I'm telling you, when that euphoria hits and you've packed your bags properly and you got the right stuff early, I'm not going to say you're not going to remember these times, but you're going to barely remember them or whatever. And like I always say, you got people, they liquidity farming the bigger caps or whatever. I saw some more stuff about that earlier, and it's like, yeah, of course, it's common sense. It's like, oh, the big caps are outperforming lower caps, like duh, because one, they're on more exchanges, more people know about them, and then a lot of people trading out, so the volume is coming from a lot of trading and stuff like that. So when you hear this stuff, it sounds like it makes sense until you go through the market. Like I talked to my lady about this a lot. Like a lot of things I did in life, I questioned them because everybody else was saying something different. But then when I really like sat down and looked at it, it's like it just makes more sense the way I'm doing it. You can make you can make 30%. You can make 30% now on trading higher caps. Once again, I do say you should have at least some mid risk plays in you don't want all DGen low risk plays. But you can make 30% on some of these higher caps, right? Or you can get 30% more of a DGen pick, which is going to give you more exits. So you're actually making more money that way. And I think people just only know how to say stuff the way they hear it or whatever. And then now somebody's heard me say this, they're gonna start saying it like it was their words or whatever. But you gotta use your critical thinking to really look at stuff and see how it really plays out. So get 30% now, potentially, on a bigger cap that may retrace in, because there's more money to move them. So then you might retrace to a 25% and not get your full 30%, or let something fall 30% that's a DGen pick and get up 30% more of it, 30% more tokens. And then when it finally runs, you make more money. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Almost done here. What is this? I don't want to talk about that one. I will talk about that kind of probably last. This is an important statement too. Just to reiterate, because I want to make sure you have this stuff in your head every day and you don't forget. But it says Bitcoin will retrace deep enough to convince you that the bull market is over, and then it will resume its uptrend. It's you don't know which one is going to be, but that's what it does. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, 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 down until you think it's the end, and then it's going to retrace, especially where we are in the cycle. And that's the question most of you guys have. How long we got left in this cycle? Is it still time? Is the market over? And no, I don't think the market is over, and we still have time. So we just waiting for whenever it reverses. I don't really care when it happens. And to be honest, like I said, I think we're going to get some runs here sometime soon. But in all honesty, I don't know. I just want to accumulate, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, so one thing I already talked about that. I didn't realize I talked about that. But so I guess it's just two things here. Then I'll get to the comments. But one thing I've been looking at. So I haven't, like I said earlier, I haven't been looking at the market as far as like how I think everything's going to play out, because I already gave what I think is going to happen. I still kind of stand on that. But the thing I have been doing is my brain is really tired and it's only Tuesday, but I've just been trying to bounce in and out a lot of projects, discourse, and I've just been reading for hours, to be honest. But what I do see, I've seen at least 4 projects, more, but four of them that stated it very clearly. Like I said, a lot of people, they're understanding what's happening to other projects and why they failed. And I see that 4 projects stated it very clearly that they are going to come out with lower valuations than what they had stated before. And I'm pretty sure they're not the only ones. I'm pretty sure all these projects are talking about this because even though I've given you guys the whole example of Matic being sideways for 8 months, before the run, I always tell you guys that don't expect alt season right now. We can get little alt runs, but don't expect alt season and stuff like that. And so in your mind, you're probably thinking like, oh, these projects not performing because, Zoe said it's not the time for them to run. But as I've been saying, it's also because they're overvaluated and a lot of people not wanting to buy them. So if we're noticing that, even though some of these people slow, they all are starting to notice it. So if I've seen 4 projects just in the last 2 days of my reading saying this, trust and believe there's a whole bunch of other projects that are going to do the same thing, which is kind of good for us. So just explain it clearly, and like I said, I try to say everything clear on my channel so everybody understands it. Even though you were like, I understand what you're saying, but everybody doesn't always. But so to make it clearly, and I'm just using this as an example, I haven't seen anything quite this big. But let's just say if a project was going to come out at a 500 million circulating market cap, which puts it on the bigger side, which means it has less upside, then projects are like, hey, we're not coming out at 500 million market cap. We coming out at 100 million market cap. Therefore, like retail investors and those of us that's buying on the market can get more excess. So I want to see how many more projects decide to go in this direction. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, so it's not as good for. Uh, Actually, it could be because then they'll get more people in the project. I was about to say it's not as good for the VCs or whatever, and the people who bought pre-sales or whatever. But so they're probably going to be upset. But that's what the groups were talking about. Like as I was reading through the discourse and stuff. So I guess what they did was they just went to, um, I don't know, like the VCs, the investors, and whoever got in on pre-sales, and I guess they had been. They seem like they've been talking about this for weeks, and some of them seem like they've been talking about it for months. Um, and talking to the investors, like making sure they're okay with like, hey, you're probably not going to get the huge return when we launch or whatever, but they think it's going to be better for the projects over the long run, over long term, because a lot of these projects have just dumped because they launched at too high evaluations. And be honest, some of them are where they're where I feel like they should have launched at anyway. But at the same time, I see a lot of projects. To be honest, one that I forgot about that news. Do I talk about that? That should have been one of the main things I talked about. And I forgot to go get more information. Do I talk about it? Anyway, I'll briefly talk about it. And I'm gonna talk about it, but I don't have the latest of the latest of the latest on this. But I don't know if I talked about it in the group about the whole Dr. Disrespect thing. And so what happened was there was some new things, but the main part that I'm seeing now, I haven't dug up the new stuff, but the main thing is that this happened back in 2020, and like Twitch, I just like abruptly kicked him off of streaming or whatever because he had some how do I say this on stream? He had some kind of pedo accusations. I guess I could say that on stream. And so they took him off Twitch or whatever, but it took up to now that the gaming studio ousted him or whatever. Once again, I still got to look at the. I've just been busy. This should have been one of the main things I covered today. But I guess the studio ousted him and stuff with his projects. And so people wonder how this is going to play out on a particular project that's coming out, which I think these idiots still going to launch at a high valuation. I shouldn't have called them idiots, but I think it's going to be popular, but I don't think it's something I'm gonna touch. But anyway, it's just I got to see what's going to happen with that. But I was thinking about that because I see, like I said, I see a lot of projects that they're standing on it. Like they still going to launch at high valuations, which is just going to reward the early investors and the VCs, but it's not going to they can. So they're probably going to take their profits when it launches or whatever, and then maybe it comes back to a reasonable area where people can get in. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm sorry, I know the old news, but I'm trying to get caught up fresh on the Dr. Disrespect stuff, and I just sorry, I didn't get to doing it. I've been reading Discord stuff. But one of the last things I'm gonna say is, like I said this yesterday too, there's a lot of news coming up, and I'm gonna try to remind y'all, like, we're crypto investors. I'm not a trader. There's so much news. If people are not paying attention, that they're going to use to swing this market back and forth, it's probably going to be. It could be a real interesting month next month. Is all I'm gonna say. And you're gonna have a lot of people happy when they start seeing green again. I see some people this morning was talking about, the charts are green again, and they're gonna get right back in there thinking it's time to start trading or whatever. And I feel like a lot of people gonna get wrecked. But I can't tell you what to do. All I can say is, like I do, I'm an investor. I buy stuff low. I'm trying to sell it high. I'm not trying to trade for 20 and 30% here and there. You usually won't see me moving anything until about an 8x. And I know a lot of people think that's crazy, but I don't really care what they think. I don't care what the masses think. And as I keep saying, not being arrogant, but most of these people who be talking this hot mess, I make more money than them with less money. So they're going to just go off what they've known or what they've done. And, that's because that's what majority of people are doing. But even when I see stuff go up and I see people like, oh, you should have took profits. Oh, I don't care. It's like, I wait for it to go back up. I don't care. Like some of them, like, if, once something runs like 10, 15x, I will take some profits and put back in other stuff. And like I said, mainly I'll touch it around like an 8x or whatever, take a little bit out, but I don't care. It's a market. It goes up and down, I keep saying people get wrecked more trying to time the market, when to take out, when to buy in, and stuff like that. It just adds more stress to you, and it just the way I do this market now just causing me to be more disciplined, and in ways that I can't even verbalize. So it's just like most people freak out, like, oh man, it went up, you know, 5x, and I didn't take any profits or whatever. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I mean, most people do. Most people do it after 2x. Most people definitely do it after 5x. It's not just my style. So you can't follow everything I do because, for one, your psyche has to be able to handle it. Number one, everybody doesn't have the same thought process as me. So I would say traditionally, it's not dumb to take profits. Like most people take their initials out after 2x, 3x. Definitely a 5x. I'm the type of person, just like when I'm getting stuff, I'm like, I'm at least waiting for 8x before I move something. How did I get on this? It doesn't matter. But so yeah, but if I were to talking to someone who wasn't me, who does not know the market like me, yeah, I guess people say, at a 2x, take out your initials, or 3x, take out your initials, and whatever. But it's just not how I do it. Anyway, I just said all that to say that a lot of people are going to get excited about trading, and I think they're going to get smacked around. But I don't know, man. People can do what they want to do. So yeah. Let's get to some of these comments. Oh, not too many comments today. We chilling. Hope y'all not too sad where the market's at. Just DCA accumulate. What you see is what you get, said bonjour. Bonjour. You in France? You on vacation? Oh wait, are you from? Where you from? I forgot what you say. Where you say he was from. The Blackmore fam said good morning. Good morning. Lauren said good morning. I don't even know what this person is saying. Anyway, Lauren said, "Hey Zo, have you seen the CoffeeZilla video on Jason Derulo? It is insane how he's very well. Excuse me, I got stuff in the way. It is insane how he very well knew the devs were scammers and still went in to create a meme project with them. I didn't see that part. I addressed the Jason Derulo thing on the stream yesterday, and what I was saying was, I think I said like, oh, these people not in control. He knew the devs were scammers. I might have to check that out. I have heard of that dude before too, the CoffeeZilla. I don't know him and watch this stuff, but I have heard of him calling people out before. But let me see. I'm not gonna play it on stream. I'm just pulling it up for me to watch later. But if he knew there was scammers, one thing I could say is his tone was I'm an empath too, so his tone was a little just weird. Not even just his tone, his body language in that video yesterday was really weird. I don't feel like Jason's in a place where he would have to do that. I'm gonna check the video out. I'm not seeing it yet. Where we at? Where did he put the video? Was it on Twitter? I'm not seeing it on his YouTube. I'll find it. Don't worry, I'll find it. But no, I didn't see that. But yeah, Jason, his body language in that video yesterday was a little weird or whatever. But if he knew the devs were scammers, these celebrities gonna learn, man. They're really gonna learn. To be honest, like I said, even if you was gonna do it the right way and actually help people make money and do right by the meme coin or whatever, I still wouldn't be putting my name on anything because I'm not trying to get into it with the SEC like that. I know a lot of times I say like, oh, Gary loves crypto and blah blah blah. He's just doing this, to help his friends out or whatever. But this type of stuff is different. Like that's different from him, like saying Ethereum is a security, whatever. That's a little different. These celebrities gonna learn, man, or maybe they don't. I don't know. Some people slow, but yeah, I guess we chilling today. Not too many comments and questions and everything, but I think I covered everything I want to talk about. But like I said, just hopefully none of you guys didn't get too scared and too bearish or whatever. But it's the same with the markets going up green. Like I said, a lot of people are going to start trying to trade like crazy or whatever. And I'm pretty sure they can make some positive trades. I'm not saying you can't make any positive trades here, but it's a lot of stuff coming up in the next 8 weeks that's going to be real. It's going to be real interesting to see how this all plays out. I already said my take on it, but It could be volatile. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. I mean, this might be one of the shortest streams ever, but it's all good. Like I said, just accumulate what you can. Um, Try not to worry about these Bitcoin drops. As you can see, Bitcoin can move at any time, and this is not even a big move. At 59 yesterday, people were saying we was going to all kinds of numbers or whatever, and now they changing their tone. Some of these, I will say, some of these people actually believe what they be saying. They're not trying to short and long the market. They just really getting freaked out and can't deal with the volatility. But anyway, short stream, that's cool. But if you want to join the Patreon, if you are new to the channel and you need some help navigating the market, it's patreon.com/cryptozo. And if we don't have any more comments and questions, I guess I'm gonna get out of here and maybe we'll see some other good news, because I say there's a couple of projects that's kind of disappointing me. So let's see if they're gonna come out at lower valuations. But like I said, somebody's gonna be stubborn. And it's not even the projects. They got some real harsh VCs and backers behind these projects who they don't really care about retail. No way. They just want their initial investments. Mind you, like I said, these VCs and people, they used to, 10% and 10%, 20% like that. So this stuff for them is just, if they can come out and get a 20x on launch, they definitely going to take that. Trust and believe they're going to take that. Like they're not here to see what retail is going to come in and pump it to 100x. They don't, even though we care about this stuff, they don't care about this stuff. So we'll see. Hopefully some of these do better, man. Hopefully some of them do better. But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all next time, and be safe.